Nice opinion. Just one tiny problem with it. Inspecting your post, it looks like your opinion is different from mine. Let me tell you something. I am the baseline for opinions. Any opinion I hold is objectively correct, and as a result, any other opinions are wrong. Guess what? You happen to hold a wrong one. I hope you know that your opinion is now illegal. I have contacted the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Navy SEALs, Secret Service, and your mom. You'll be sorry you ever shared your opinions. By the time you're reading this, you'll be done for. Nature will punish you. Humanity will punish you. Supernatural beings will punish you. Space will punish you. We decided just to make sure we'll nuke your house from orbit, so there's no chance you can run away. Everyone will know you will die. It's a small price to pay to remove your wrong opinion from this world.
All right, welcome back to another stream where we're gonna do a little more reaction to two other group-related things. So, just add this, and yeah, this regarding to G-Idol. Well, now they're just called Idol. So.
Neverland, are you ready?
They get called queens a lot. Not because of charts. Not because of trophies. But because they understood what actually matters.
Don't.
On the 2nd of May 2018, 6 girls from Cube Entertainment released and from the first listen, it felt slightly off in a good way. G-Idol debuted as a 6-member group with roots across Korea, Thailand, China, and Taiwan. That mix showed on stage, but the bigger difference was hidden in the credits. The debut song was written and composed by Soyeon herself. At the time, that kind of control from a rookie was rare. From a female rookie, even rarer.
I traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for coverage that fits my business
now,
and bottom line. Yeah, all for low right.
Latata mixed Moombahton and tropical house into something clean and easy to get into. It climbed fast, earning their first music show win just 20 days after debut and peaking at number 12 on the Korean digital chart. They caught attention almost immediately. But it was their follow-up that hinted at what was really coming. In August 2018, they released. This time, the emotion sat heavier. The song spoke about betrayal, not softly, not politely. Lines like, "Do you remember what to say?" carried a cold tone. The use of traditional Korean sounds left the feeling hanging even after the song ended. It felt like a group comfortable sitting with emotions most K-pop avoided. Anger, bitterness, the parts of heartbreak that are usually cleaned up. Then, in October 2019, they stepped onto Queendom. They entered the show as rookies, standing next to groups with years of history. Every stage mattered. They needed something that could stand next to anyone there. In the middle of that pressure, Soyeon wrote,
제목은 라이언이야! 라이언이야!
The song opened with a roar. It spoke about power, but also about space. Some lines went straight at the limits people tried to set on them. The performance spread fast, climbing to the top of YouTube trends and pulling views at a pace that surprised even longtime viewers. They placed third behind Mamamoo and Oh My Girl. The ranking faded fast.
And that's impressive.
What stayed was the impact. Their music carried opinions, emotions, and direction. The groundwork was done. What followed would push even further. In April 2020, while the world sat in lockdown, (G)I-DLE released something no one expected. "Oh My God" arrived quietly, then froze the room. The song told a story about forbidden love, and the wording mattered. In a space where idols barely spoke about dating at all, this was a song openly centered on women loving women. The message did not stop at the lyrics. In the video, Minnie was dragged away and locked up. Soyeon appeared wrapped in barbed wire. Both were punished for loving the wrong person. Religious symbols sat next to desire and guilt, creating scenes people replayed again and again. When media asked Soyeon about the meaning, she kept her answer simple.
이 곡은 어떤 내용이냐면 뭔가 어떠한 현실에 부딪힘, 어떠한 부딪힘에서도 나를 믿는 과정을 사랑에 빗대서 전개한 그런 곡입니다.
She explained it simply. Love was the way she chose to talk about self-belief. Some people praised it, others pushed back. But the conversation had already started, and in K-pop, starting that conversation mattered. They went on to perform the song on national television without changing a single word. No edits, no softening. Oh My God achieved a perfect all-kill. It showed that people were ready for this kind of music. Then came 2021. January brought
Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, dating is kind of like haram they share.
a track built around fire and flowers, about letting something burn so something else could grow. Lines about lighting a fire in a frozen heart hit differently this time. Korean and Chinese wordplay deepened the meaning, and the song swept 10 music show wins.
Oh, adding
It felt like
Chinese
the high
and
point
Korean?
of the six-member era. But at the time, no one knew how close that frozen heart idea was to becoming real.
Oh, this is before.
Looking for tax
Dang
help?
it, you add.
Now there are
can
TurboTax
add.
experts right in your neighborhood. They get to know your unique situation and get you every dollar you
Iban.
deserve. So hand off your taxes to a local TurboTax expert today.
SafeLight can do it all.
Are you
Repair,
kidding me?
replace, and recalibrate anywhere you want. Go to SafeLight.com.
A month later, in February 2021, bullying allegations came out about Soojin. By March, she entered hiatus. Group activities stopped. On the 14th of August 2021, Soojin officially left the group. 6 became 5. Positions changed. The dances had to be changed.
Did it say
5.
Give me 1
Activities.
second. I
February
apologize.
2021, bullying allegations came out about
Oh,
Soojin.
bullying.
By March,
Right, I think
she
those were
entered
just
hiatus. Group activity officially left the group. 6 became 5. Positions changed. The dances had to be changed. Parts had to be passed around. The balance they had relied on was gone. Their next comeback would decide whether this chapter ended here or turned into something else. The 14th of March 2022 marked the moment K-pop had to really face G-Idle.
Oh, this one.
Tomboy
Yeah.
arrived as their first comeback as 5, and it did not ease anyone in.
Yeah, I'm tomboy.
I didn't really
The opening line set the tone right away, direct, unbothered. The lyrics picked apart expectations one line at a time.
3, 2, 1.
Pushed back against fixed ideas of gender.
Do you wanna bomb Barbie doll? It's not ya, I'm not a doll.
rejected the perfect girlfriend image K-pop had leaned on for years.
You're my wish as a prince, but this
I mean, no one's really perfect, are they?
is queendom, right?
Flipped the script completely. The video made the point even clearer. A Ken doll was poisoned and thrown into a trunk. The role of the ideal woman was thrown away without a second thought. Rock and punk sounds gave the song a harsher feel, and the styling moved away from sweetness towards something more personal.
Yeah, tomboy.
Reactions split fast. Some people thought it was too much. Others saw it plainly. 5 women choosing how they wanted to exist without asking permission. Billboard later named it the best K-pop song of 2022. The song swept charts with a perfect all-kill and stacked music show wins. But the real proof showed up elsewhere. In comments, in posts, in people saying the song finally sounded like how they felt. The same album carried My Bag, another track about owning who you are. Became a quiet flex for individuality. All 5 members rapped. Said everything on its own. But G-Idol had one more message to deliver that year. On the 17th of October 2022, they released
This one.
This time, the focus shifted to how women get reduced to bodies. The Marilyn Monroe concept pointed at how even icons lose their humanity in the public eye. And underneath it, Soyeon built something intentional. The title Nude was chosen so searches that often led to harmful content involving children would instead lead to art. In Korean, the group's name sounds similar to the word for children, so pairing it with the song title helped push those kinds of messed up searches toward music instead.
Genius.
Called out the male gaze directly. They performed the song on Music Bank and even won first place, adjusting a few words to meet broadcast rules. The meaning still came through. Women decide how their bodies are seen.
누구세요? 누구세요? 부끄러워요. 부끄러워요.
2 releases in 1 year. Both clear. Both said exactly what they meant. At this point, they were no longer hinting at meaning. People were listening now. By 2023, G-Idol had reached a point where no one could tell them what to say anymore. The real question was what they would choose to say next. In May 2023, they opened with Allergy, a pre-release that went straight for something Gen Z knew a bit too well. The song captured the quiet damage of constant comparison. Instagram and TikTok had turned self-worth into a numbers game, always running in the background. The lyrics did not dance around it.
I'm head of Instagram, head of TikTok.
What made the song hit harder was the tension inside it, wanting to love yourself while being frustrated that you cannot. The loop people fall into every time they scroll. The timing felt exact. Conversations about social media and mental health were finally happening out loud. 2 weeks later, they answered it. Queen Card dropped on the 15th of May 2023, and it reframed everything Allergy had opened up. On the surface, it sounded like a celebration of being the pretty popular girl. Underneath, it was doing the opposite, The song poked fun at the idea of a queen card while landing on something simpler. The video pulled from Mean Girls and White Chicks, exaggerating beauty culture until it looked ridiculous. The message stayed clear. Accepting yourself mattered more than fitting any standard.
I mean, true. Because why would you want to fit in when you don't fit in, really?
The song hit a perfect all-kill and earned 13 music show wins. The album passed 1 million sales. But what stayed with people was the path from allergy to queen card. Insecurity turning into self-love, step by step.
Nice.
In January 2024, they returned with Super Lady. Loud, direct, built around confidence. The idea stayed consistent. Shape yourself before the world tries to do it for you. But before that, they had released their most talked about track yet. Wife arrived as a pre-release, pushing even further than Tomboy ever did.
Oh, this one.
The video showed all 5 members dressed the same. Same wigs, same clothes, shoes locked together, a blank white space around them. You understood it right away. Women boxed into roles with no space to move. The lyrics sounded playful on purpose.
Hello. I cook cream soup, taste is coca-loco. Want me your white bird, she is.
The song acted out how grown women get talked down to, made small, turned into something cute and harmless. Then, the ending.
Wife, I make you feel so high. I make you feel like lie, but I don't wanna. Wife.
That line carried everything. The refusal, the decision to walk away from the role written for them. Korean broadcasting system labeled the song unfit for broadcast, citing sexually explicit lyrics. Cube Entertainment confirmed they would not change a word. The group performed it anyway at award shows. Conversations around gender roles and expectations spread fast online.
Oh, another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
I don't know.
It's a nook, cranny, nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school.
At the same time, another song from the album was quietly growing.
Maybe I just don't like. Maybe I just didn't like it because isn't still smooth.
Side about chance meetings and emotional damage climbed charts without promotion. It stayed at #1 on Tencent for 37 weeks, topped Genie's 2024 annual chart, and reached #1 on the Weekly Circle digital chart. The pop punk and funk sound showed a lighter side without losing emotional weight. The album also carried Revenge.
Oh. Ow.
The video showed a woman killing a man who had assaulted her, with the members helping cover what followed. Fans quickly connected it to former member Soojin, a symbolic response to accusations, loss, and...
All right, because she was, obviously, accused of bullying, which turned out to be actually untrue. So this is, I guess, a response to you accuse our former member of something she actually didn't do.
Loyalty. The timing, close to Soojin's solo return, only strengthened that theory. In July, they came back with
Honk, honk, hit the clutches.
a summer track with Y2K energy that proved they could have fun without dropping their usual style. Even then, controversy followed. Lifeguard outfits featuring the Red Cross symbol led to legal issues under Korean law. Another reminder that pushing ideas forward sometimes meant crossing lines, even unintentionally.
Wait, how is it? Is it because the Red Cross is either, for, lifeguard, or because Switzerland. Or these, I guess you don't work lifeguard unless you are a lifeguard.
By this point, it was clear. Their music was no longer reacting to the world around them. It was speaking straight into it. In 2025, the rebrand everyone expected finally happened. G-Idol officially became Idol, dropping the G that once stood for girl. It matched something Soyeon had been saying for years. They were not a girl group. They were just Idol. To mark 7 years since debut, they released a special EP titled We Are Idol, re-recording past songs with the 5-member lineup. It felt like closing a door properly before stepping forward. On May 9, they followed with a pre-release that changed the focus completely. This time, the song centered on friendship, not romance.
I don't give a fuck about love, 'cause we are idol.
It talked about choosing your friends over bad relationships, poking fun
I mean, yes.
at terrible boyfriends while celebrating the girls who stayed. The pop rock sound felt light and sharp at the same time. It brought everything back to one idea: women being there for women. In a culture where romance often overshadows female friendships, the song hit close to home. Comment sections filled with stories from girls sharing how the song felt like their own experiences. 10 days later came
Goodbye, baby. Baby, I do a good thing.
released with their 8th mini-album, We Are. The title track got into retro sounds, mixing 8-bit elements with second-generation K-pop energy.
Holy moly shit. Good thing, good thing. It's a good thing.
The playful holy moly hook stuck easily. It sounded fun without feeling empty. The production goes back to the early 2010s, while Soyeon's writing kept their usual sharpness. Compared to earlier releases, it felt looser, letting the music carry more of the mood.
Looks like these old Supernatural
Together,
shows.
Girlfriend and Good Thing showed what the rebrand really meant. They could laugh, celebrate, and still say something that mattered. January 2026 brought something no one expected. 8 months after We Are, Idol returned with Mono, featuring Skywater. The song arrived in stark black and white, under one line.
Play the whole world in mono.
Everything familiar disappeared. No bright colors, no loud visuals, just simplicity. Released on January 27, Mono moved in the opposite direction of their past releases. Where earlier comebacks went for loud ideas, this one pulled things back. Minimal production, space. Skywater's verse pushed
So back to classic, I'm guessing?
the sounds somewhere new, rougher, and more open. The message was quieter. Mono was about ignoring outside voices and paying attention to what you actually feel. Minnie said the song focused on the melody and lyrics, without dressing it up. Black and white fit the idea perfectly. No distractions, no layers. Just what remains when everything else is removed. It was a different kind of confidence. By 2026, the results were obvious. Perfect all kills. Million-seller albums.
Good.
Global recognition. But numbers were never the point. The real impact showed in what changed. Topics once avoided starting to show up in everyday talk. Feminism, identity, mental health, self-worth. Slowly, more artists followed. More women took control of their music. More stories felt honest. Idol said things others stayed quiet about. LGBTQ plus love when it felt risky. Confidence when perfection was expected. Doubt, anger, and insecurity wrapped inside songs people actually wanted to play. From the start, Idol understood something simple. You don't need to be afraid to speak. You don't need to shout either. Say what you want. Say it smart. And let the music do the teaching. Idol dared to be bold. Will you?
I mean, some of the things, you know, don't have to say, but overall, I think it's good. Also, this will be in the description that I'm putting in right now. You know, if you want to, you know, watch it for yourself, that is. All right. Okay, next one is okay. It's a boy group, I'm assuming, called Alpha One. So, all right, here we go.
They performed at the Mama Awards before they even debuted.
Alpha Drive
Some
One.
crowds didn't know their names yet, but they knew the faces. The way they held a stage
Also,
like
will
they'd
be in the
already earned it.
description. Okay. I've never heard of them before, so. Couple of books. Be new to this.
Alpha Drive 1 was given stages, cameras, and expectations, everything to prove that the stage was the only place they ever belonged.
We got the formula.
The survival show was called Boys to Planet. It was a 6-month grind that captivated millions throughout 2024. 16 contestants, monthly eliminations, and a final lineup decided by the fans and the expert judges. The members came from different backgrounds. Some were trainees for years. Others walked in with nothing but 3 months of lessons and a viral YouTube dance cover. One was a vocal coach's student who'd never performed in public. Another was a child actor pivoting to music. When the finale
Is that Connie from Divas?
finally aired, over
Probably
4
not.
million people watched live. The tension was so high that when the final member was announced, the live chat platform actually crashed. What made this group different wasn't the format. Survival shows have created dozens of groups. What made them different was that they didn't stop after the finale. The show ended, but the momentum didn't. 2 weeks after the finale, they were at a music festival. A month later, they were the faces of a major brand. 3 months later, a documentary filming their preparation for debut. Most survival show groups disappear into the practice room and reappear for an official debut. Alpha Drive 1 stayed visible. The pressure never stopped.
Honestly, visibility is better than just waiting, because some people will eventually just, you know, lose patience and just move on to whatever the next group is that they find. So I think it's better that, you know, transparency above all.
And neither did they. They've hit the major stage by then. Still no official discography, just moments of proof. At the Mnet Asian Music Awards, they opened the night performing an intro and their pre-release single, Formula. Fan feedback on the live performance was enthusiastic early on. Reviews often mentioned the track's energetic and catchy feel, noting the strong beat, pretty vocals, and the unique robotic vibe in the chorus. Others highlighted the good production quality, feeling the audio was top-notch and that the Mama Live performance didn't fully capture its strength. When the full studio version dropped back in December, it was met with sharp criticism. This was the first crack in the armor. It raised a massive red flag going into January. Many felt the song had a generic sound, arguing it wasn't bad, but nothing really stood out. Others expressed a lack of originality, and across fan forums, a very common complaint was the uneven line distribution, with many pointing out that member Arno still had too few lines. Yet, the overarching data tells a different story when it comes to their proven live presence. Crowd reaction post-performance shows demand for more. They've proven they can hold a stage. They've proven they can hold a crowd. The only question left is how far they'll go once the engine finally starts on January 12th, their official debut.
Which, as of this last stream, since February, it's already happened.
On January 12th, the speculation ended. The engine finally started. Alpha Drive 1 officially debuted with their first mini-album, Euphoria. And if there was any doubt about their momentum, the numbers on day one silenced it. Euphoria sold over 1.1 million copies in its first 24 hours. By the end of the week, that number climbed to 1.44 million. That's not just good for a rookie. That is the second highest first week sales for a debut album in K-pop history, officially chasing the shadows of giants. But the music was the real talking point. The title track, Freak Alarm. They took the abrasive edge of Formula and refined it into something cinematic. It's a track built on a heavy bass line and clock gear percussion, a literal alarm to the industry. The track list for Euphoria also acted as a bridge for the fans who followed them from the survival show. Along with Freak Alarm and Formula, we got Raw Flame, Cinnamon Shake, and reimagined versions of contest favorites like Chain, Never Been to Heaven. The industry usually makes rookies wait. They make them earn their spot on the terrestrial charts. Alpha Drive 1 didn't wait. Within 2 weeks of debut, they achieved a terrestrial sweep, winning on Music Bank Show. Music Core and Inkigayo with a debut song is a feat that hasn't been accomplished by a boy group in nearly 9 years. But look past the trophies and look at the encore stages. That's where the live presence we've been talking about was put to the ultimate test. And then there is the Arno factor. After the 7-second line controversy in Formula, the eyes of the entire fandom were on the debut distribution. While Freak Alarm still plays to his strengths as a visual and performer, his presence in the center during the Freak Alarm choreography became the most viral moment of the era. The debate about fairness hasn't vanished, but it has shifted. Alpha Drive 1 has proven they can handle the pressure of the spotlight. Now they have to prove they can stay in it. Sales and trophies are the industry's metrics. But for the fans, the Allies, the real test of the debut was personal. They wanted to see if the 8 individuals they voted for in Boys 2 Planet had finally become a single unit. Songwon and Gonwoo became the vocal pillars. Songwon's Freak Alarm intro set the tone, but it was Gonwoo's stability during the high-note ad-libs that proved they didn't need backtrack. Then you have the performance core. Fans often point out that while Sinlong is sharp and powerful, Onsin is fluid, making them the perfect contrast for a performance core. Leo and Sangyeon took over the atmosphere. Leo transitioned from the trainee A legacy into a definitive leader. Sanghyun, often the dark horse, provided a magnetic contrast that effortlessly kept the audience's eyes glued to him. Finally, there is Junseo and Arno. Junseo is the team anchor. As the only member to have walked this path twice before, he was the silent glue of the group. And Arno, expressions and charisma during his center part dominated the social media trends. The report card is clear. They have the talent and they have the heart. But as we leave the euphoria of the debut month behind, a new challenge appears. The January bloodbath is over, but the long-term race is just beginning. Now that the engine is warm, where does the road actually lead in 2026? If we're being honest, they aren't fully there yet. A debut is a sprint. A career is a marathon. While the 1.4 million sales for Euphoria are historic, the industry is already asking, what's next? Alpha Drive 1 is operating on a 5-year project contract with an additional 1-year special activity period, totaling 6 years. In the world of survival show groups, that is an eternity. Unlike the temporary 1 or 2-year contracts of the past, this group has the time to actually build a legacy, but they also have the pressure to maintain this peak for half a decade. The gap we talked about before January 12th, the uneven vocal stability, and the reliance on backing tracks has started to close. However, the January bloodbath was just the beginning. By March and April, the market will be flooded with comebacks from K-pop titans and possibly the debut of the next big thing from the big 3 labels. Alpha Drive 1 can't just be the survival show group anymore. They have to become a sonic brand. The debate among critics now isn't about their talent, it's about their sound. Will they stay in this aggressive, industrial, dark pop?
Yeah, usually every debut, most debuts do well, but what happens after the fact? Will they sizzle out, like just fade, or will they, other
Pop lane? Or will they pivot to something more mainstream to capture the general public? Their B-side performance of Cinnamon Shake showed a softer, more melodic side that went viral on TikTok, suggesting that the engine of this group has more gears than just high-speed racing. They have the fandom, they have the sales. Now they need the longevity. In 2026, being good is the baseline. Being irreplaceable is the goal. So, we return to the question we asked at the very beginning. Was Alpha Drive 1 truly ready? Or were they just a product of survival show hype? The verdict is in, and it's written in the record books.
Alpha Drive 1.
Let's go! Let's go!
The January bloodbath didn't swallow them whole. It became their stage. By clearing 1.4 million sales and sweeping the terrestrial music shows, they are finding their track to fit into the industry. They've proven they can bridge the gap. The vocal instability we saw in the pre-debut festivals, it was replaced by the rock-solid encore stages of Euphoria. The concerns about line distribution, they were answered by a strategic choreography that highlighted every member's killing part. They've proven they can hold a crowd of thousands before they had a song, and now they've proven they can hold the #1 spot when the scoreboard is actually on. The pressure that started on Boys 2 Planet, the expectations that grew with every festival stage, the visible gaps in their training, and their undeniable potential. But the most important thing they proved was about resilience. In an industry that often feels manufactured, Alpha Drive 1 feels like an engine made of real steel. They've taken the criticism, the pressure, and the grueling expectations of a 2026 debut, and they've turned it into fuel. Alpha Drive 1 showed us more before their debut than most groups show in their entire first year. They gave us the grit of Drive to debut, they gave us the tension of the festivals, and now they've given us the explosion of Euphoria. 2026 will answer more questions.
All right, I'll be right back. So then, I'll be back in a second. Alright. I am back to, finish the rest of this video. So, let's... Okay. There.
We have. The January 12th date is a foundation. Whether they were worth the wait is no longer a debate. The world is finally watching. The charts are finally responding. And the fandom is finally home. This is Alpha Drive 1. And the drive doesn't stop at the debut. It's only the beginning. Alpha Drive 1 dared to be bold, will you?
But this is only month 1. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna... okay. The thing that I talked about a few days ago. This thread, which okay, so I'm gonna talk about this lightly a little bit. Because we talked about 6-member group underworld entertainment. Oh yeah, this is where I started talking about it because November is when it happened. Is when accusations some girl group was accused of this, and this. I also talked about this, JTBZ, which we later find out they didn't actually get permission to do that, and some of the things were actually wrong. Yeah, then there's also started out with the AI version of the song, which whatever. Okay, if they're blocking people, yeah, there's that. Paris, France, Gan's mother. Oh yeah, the handwritten copy, which actually showed it was him. Yeah. Papers. There's proves my Korea Japan theory was correct. Okay. Yeah. So overall, main thing, there's not a lot stuff going on regarding that because, well, there's not, especially like the Johnny Smalley thing either, because his trial is supposed I think trial's supposed to be in March. Let's check. Yeah. Yeah, there's not really anything because he's kind of on a trial right now. So, although we did talk about Vitaly getting deported back to Russia because that's, country where he's from. So, naturally. So, yeah, there wasn't much to talk about this week. I reacted to those videos. I already mentioned did the MADEIN thing yesterday. I mean Tuesday. I might make a video tomorrow, depending what we do, what happens tomorrow. We'll see. But I might make a video tomorrow. Obviously Saturdays, other stuff, in other streams. But I'll be unless I make a video tomorrow. I'll see you Monday. I'll be back again Monday. Until then, I shall see you later.
The unkillable Demon King, the first inductee into the Hall of Legends, and the greatest of all time,
Alright, now I'm gone.
Welcome to the Blizzard Arena.
And a quest for a champion begins today.
The anticipation has been building, and it is finally time. We are live.
Are you
That is a really...
Can you get over the roof there?
Oh my.
Oh my, what a play, what a grab!
Another jump here on the high ground. Super goes forward, but gets stunned up. The EMP comes in, and ding, he rains down hell from above.
Here comes Pine. Gets one, gets two. Looking for a bit more, gets another one.
Tuno's down again. That heralds disaster generally for the Fusion, and Carpe wasn't far behind. Prophet, he's killed 4 players now on his own.
From Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound the bomb coming from Jono. Oh my God, he does it again.
Flutter now moving onto the Widowmaker, taking the clutch into his own hands. The headshot after headshot after headshot.
Okay, I like this for the Gladiators. We're going to try and circle around. I'm going to call this the merry-go-round because it makes me laugh. Makes me happy, and Sean Paul switches to the Widowmaker at just the right time.
Oh, the Raven!
best Tracy in the world.
Oh my word!
I mean, you could have told me that you spoke English, honestly.
The fans never thought they'd see this day. It took 43 matches. Feels like a really emotional moment here.
사랑해.
All right. I'm just here to get to an hour. Does it make sense? All right, bye.